Now we are in the second tab found on the dashboard called Reviews, and that is listed here with the little speech bubble and the reviews text. When we click on this, we're presented with a section, which is the review section, and we can see that there's a couple of sub tabs in here: all reviews, customer feedback, review stream, and settings. As well as we have our buttons here on the right hand side, and we'll talk about those in just a moment. With our online reputation management tool, we are able to go throughout different sites to pull reviews that we can show to our potential clients on our website or in an email, things like that. Um, and so when we pull those reviews, we can see them all listed here on our reviews tab. What you'll notice is that in this section we have a site, date, attribution, rating, review, status, stream, tags. The site represents the site where we got the review from. The date shows the date the review was given. Attribution is the person who filled out the review. The rating amount, which is signified in stars. We have a preview of what the review is. And if we see here on the first part here, this is the title, and then below is listed a summary or a short snippet of what the first part of the review is. And if we want to see the full review, we can click on full review, and this is image, and you will see what the whole review looks like. And of course, this one's short, so that one doesn't show too much, but when you have it a little bit more full, this will actually expand out some more, or it'll actually get cut off after a certain amount of characters. We have the option next to its status, which allows us to share, and this can be shared out to our social media networks such as Facebook, Twitter, things like that. We can choose to respond. Not all sites we can respond to through the dashboard. We'll be able to see almost all of them, but there's only a couple of them we can direct respond to. In this case, these three are on Google Maps or Google Reviews on Maps there, and we can respond to them by clicking on the respond button here and actually responding on the site to that person. We can also view the review on the actual site by clicking the view on Google, in this case because it comes from Google, a link here, and we can actually go over to the review page and be able to see all the reviews that were left for the law offices of Scott Sobel. Over time, you'll receive many reviews, and you might have hundreds of these, and we don't want to see all hundreds of these, as it does take more time to load. So we might want to only show 10, 20, 50, or 100 with this filter option here. And once it surpasses, it'll go to a new page, which will propagate all those additional reviews for us. We can also filter where the reviews are coming from by going to this first filter option here, show reviews from, and then choosing the actual network that we want to get them from. In this case, they're all coming from Google, so if I click on the Google, then it'll filter all the Google ones here. But as you will see, they're all from Google, so not really much happens. The next thing we have is show reviews with, and we can see or we can filter the reviews that we want by the amount of stars that they have, as well as whether they feel that they have positive sentiment or negative sentiment. Now, we can't always get reviews from certain customers because although we do live in a day and age where a lot of us have access to the internet, there are a few that either do not know how to get to a review site, or they just don't have a technology that allows them to do that, or they just wish not to. But they do like what we do for them, and they do want to give us a good recommendation, but they just aren't able to do so online. In that case, what we can do is we can actually add a review manually onto our reviews. So when we are presented with this box here, we see that it says add a review manually. And then it says, what is the source of this review? When we click on it, we can go ahead and scroll through to find a network where that review came from. So as I mentioned before, not all reviews will show up in this list here because we're not able to pull from every single site as there's way too many. But let's say it came from, let's see, he is a law office, so maybe we'll go to lawyers.com here. And then we'll add the URL of where the rating came from. And then we can click the amount of stars that were shown and then add the actual review here, the person's name and the date, and submit it. And now we've manually pushed over the review onto our online reputation management tool. If this is a customer that doesn't have access to the internet or is not savvy to be able to do so, we can ask them for their permission to add the review here, and then you can ask them, well, how would you rate me from 1 to 5? If they say 5 stars, we give ourselves 5 stars. Add what the recommendation is here, their name and the date, and submit the review. And now the review will become part of our online reputation management reviews and will display on our website. So that's how we can use that in order to not only populate or to use the reviews that we have now to be able to respond, share, but also add reviews onto our listing here of reviews that we can further present on our website or through email links so that people can see what people think of us. In the next video, we'll talk about customer feedback and how we can use that to not only save ourselves from a bad review, but also really learn what people have to say about us.